Hello my friends, welcome back to Keto and the Chaos. My name is Tammy, and on this channel I like to share all my tips and tricks on how I lost over 200 pounds without surgery and how you can be successful on your own weight loss journey. So if that's what you're looking for, don't forget to go and click the subscribe button and ring the bell for more videos like this one to inspire you to get started. Oh my goodness, you guys, welcome back. I kind of feel a little bit awkward and out of my element. I haven't made an update video for you guys in like 5 weeks, and I just don't even know where to begin. There has been so much going on. I did kind of warn you guys that my life was going into a giant tumultuous time and that I was going to have a lot going on and I might not be able to make as many videos, but I honestly did not expect to not be making any videos at all. I don't think that's ever happened to me before, but with the combining of all of the things I had going on, my normal dance competition life, my normal dance photography job, which used to be my day job before I started YouTube, combined with recitals and practices and spending so much time at the studio, more time at the dance studio than normal years, and also having my daughter's wedding coming up and baptism for my other daughter and my skin surgery consultation looming and all of the things that were in my brain. I didn't really shut down, but I just couldn't make a video. I kept trying to get myself to sit down here and talk to you guys, and then I just wouldn't do it. And I don't exactly know why that is. I just was overwhelmed with everything, and I needed to let some things go. And I'm sorry, I felt bad, but you guys had to be something that I had to let go. Now, while I was taking care of all of these other things, I was thinking about you guys, and I was worried about you, and I was trying to stay connected with you on Facebook. And so if you're not over there and a member of our community, I'm still over there chatting and talking as much as possible. The link's in the about section if you're looking for that. But I don't even know like where to begin because there's so much had gone on. I don't even know how to make this video because normally with my update, it's just for 1 week. I show you guys all my calories for the week, and I show you guys my average, and then I show you my weights, and I show you my exercise clips and the gifts that I was given this week, and that's like how the video goes. But with this one today, I have so much, I don't even know like where to start. It's like overwhelmed. But I thought, you know what, if I don't sit down and make this video, next week is my daughter's wedding, and I probably won't make one next week, so I need to make a video. And so I'm forcing myself to sit down and do this for you. And so if it's all over the place, I apologize. I did receive some lovely gifts from Mary Sang this week, or this last couple of weeks. She sent me some really cute stuff. I don't know if I made any video for that. I just wanted to say thank you for the Catalina Crunch cookies. I think that's what they were, the Oreo cookies, and that beautiful freaking shirt, hoodie that you sent me that has literally been my favorite shirt for the last couple of weeks. I have been wearing it constantly. And in fact, the only reason I'm not wearing it right now is because it's really dirty. So yeah, thank you so much, Mary, for thinking of me and sending me that, and all of you who've donated to my surgery fund. I've appreciated it so much, and those of you who have joined my Patreon, you guys are awesome. You're rocking it. You're still supporting me even when I'm not able to put out content for you guys, and I appreciate it so much. It really buoys me up and helps me feel supported throughout my journey and throughout difficult times in my life, which these are the best times to have because there's so many good things happening, but they are also overwhelming times because there's only so much a person can do. That's what I'm saying. But I finished up all the dance orders, and the wedding's not till next week. We have a ballet recital in 2 days, and the dress rehearsal's tomorrow. So today is the only day that I have to make a video for you guys, and so I am making it. Okay. So that all out of the way. Last I checked in with you was week 5 of my mini cuts series. I went into this thinking it would be fun to try and see if cutting for 1 or 2 weeks or even a little longer would make enough difference to make it worth it and just kind of like to keep my metabolism high. I'm just going to put this up front there that I don't really feel like the mini cut series went as well as I would have liked. Let's just put it that way. I know the last time I checked in with you, I was starting into the diet break, and you guys saw my diet break foods video, which was all of the food I ate. I didn't make it an update, but that was all of the food I ate on that diet break time. My weight did climb. I think the highest I saw on the scale was 185.6. Though it was just a one-day kind of deal, it still kind of freaked me out quite a bit and made me highly motivated when I went back into the next cutting phase. So let me go over really quickly that last 2 weeks of that diet break that you saw in my last video, which is week 6 and week 7 of my mini cut series. So my weights, according to the averages, actually stayed pretty consistent. My average weight for week 6 was 179.6, and my average weight for week 7 was 179.5, which was crazy because it was climbing at that point, but never got really crazy out of control. So my calories for my average calories for those last 2 weeks of the diet break were 2460 for week 6 and 2693, which was killer high. I was starting to climb into the 3000s every single day by the end of that week. I'm sure you noticed on the last video. And that's probably explains why my weight all of a sudden dramatically went up. So for week 8 was my first week going back into a cutting macros kind of situation. And the last time I did it, I had tried to cut at a higher calorie level. And while that sounds really nice in theory, it did not really work out in actual play. It was a lot harder for me to eat 17 or 1800 calories than I thought it would be. It's like it's in this somewhere in the middle zone, and I feel like it's not low enough to do anything and not high enough to like satisfy me. And so I felt like really the whole time, like I was fighting with myself, and I hated that. So this time I decided, well, since I'm coming into crunch time for my recital, this was about 2.5 weeks before my recital when I started this next cut. And I really wanted to look slim and trim as possible on stage. I know that when I'm in ketosis, I'm going to drop all the water out of my muscles and I'm going to look really slim and trim. And so I decided that I was going to go back to old school and do my original fat loss macros. I don't know what it is about 1300 calories, but for me, it's like the magic number. It is so much easier for me to stick to 1300. There's something about that almost fasting state where you just kind of feel like you're in fat burn mode and you don't really have a doubt. You know what you are doing is like doing something, and it really like brings you in, or at least me, it brought me in mentally and helped me really refocus. So that first week I decided what I would do is 5 days at 1300, but because I don't want my metabolism to tank and I don't want to lose too much lean mass, though I know I'm probably losing some, I did 5 days at 1300 calories and then 2 days at my maintenance, which is 2100 calories. At least that's what I had planned to do. I'm going into week 8. So for week 8, these were my calories starting Monday. This was Monday, May 10th that I started this. So my calories were 1301, 1314, 1309, 1281, 1353, 2212, and 2196 for an average of 1567. So because I was willing to really like hit that low number, I was able to get a more reasonable average by letting myself do a calorie cycling week. My protein averaged at 159 grams. My carbs averaged, even with the higher carbs on the weekends, which my higher, I did 42 on the 2 weekend days. My average carbs were 29 and my average fat was 76. If I would stick to those macros every single day, like I know I would lose weight, but it's for some reason, it's really hard for me to do that. Okay, so my weights that week were 184.8. So I thought I hit 185 at one point, but I guess that must be the 185 that's in my head. So I guess it must not be 185.6. It was 184.8. Either way, it scared the crud out of me. So that was after that last 3,000 calorie day of my diet break. So 184.8, 182, 178.4, 176.2, 177, 174.2, and 175, all in week 8. So, you know, a lot of that was a lot of water weight dropping off because I was releasing the glycogen from my muscles and going back into ketosis and all of that stuff. So my average for that week was 178.2, which was down 1.3 pounds average. So because my weight had gone way up and then gone way down, somewhere in the middle ended up being only 1.3 pounds down. And that is the reason why we don't take our weights every single day into account by themselves. We don't say, oh my gosh, I'm 184.8, I've gained 10 pounds, ha. You could, but you should not, because if you look at the averages over time, that up and down fluctuation will often really balance out. So I feel like week 8 went swimmingly well. I felt like I was doing it. I felt like I was in the zone. I was in it to win it. It was great. I didn't film any of my exercise clips this last few weeks because I knew that I was going to be throwing this big long video together, and I didn't want to show you every single dance thing that I did. But suffice it to say, I did a lot because it was leading up to my recital, and so I definitely did that. But I did not do the chicken bucket workout while I was cutting like that. I just got real lazy about it. I was so tired and kind of run down. I just didn't feel like trying to build muscle, and so I just didn't do it. Week 9, same thing with exercise. I was planning the exact same thing with calories. So I'll first go into the calories and let you know how I did with week 9, which was week 2 of the keto cut. I did 1304 calories, 1319, 1288, 1309, 1337, 2112, and 2251. Almost identical to the previous week. Isn't that crazy? My average was 1560, which was down 7 from the week before, but like so close to exactly the same thing that I did the week before, which is pretty impressive. My protein was up 8 grams to 167 average, which is even better. My carbs were up as well, but only to 31 average, and my fats were down by 4 to 72, which those numbers are really, really great. If I were to do those every day, I would lose weight like gangbusters, but like I said, it's really hard to do on the everyday basis. So my weights for week 9 started at 175.8, then went up again, 177.6, 177.4, and you can imagine that by the time I hit, that's what, 10 days into this cut, and I'm only to 177.4, I was starting to be a little bit deflated. The scale can get to me. I mean, I was really expecting like this huge, like 14-pound water weight whoosh, and when I went back into ketosis, and I thought that I'd be getting into the 160s, and I hadn't, and I was like starting to feel like, man, I don't know if this is worth it, because I was super worried about my lean mass and losing it and stuff. So anyway, then I went down again, 175.2, and then back up, 176, and then 175.8, and then 176.4. So my average for week 9, which was the second week of the keto cut, was 176.3. But that was down 1.9 pounds for the week from the average for the week before. So even though it appears that nothing was happening, definitely losing 2 pounds is a good weight loss if I'm not dropping a ton of water weight, which obviously I was not. And that was partially because I was in my ovulatory week and it was just not going to go down. It just wasn't going to. I retain a lot of water. And you know what's really funny is that even though I got really into ketosis, I am still retaining so much water. When I'm not retaining water, I can turn my rings and they just flip around my finger. The fact that my rings are so tight right now, it just speaks to the fact that I'm still extremely waterlogged even now. And it's been a week and a half more since these numbers that I'm telling you as well. So needless to say, keto does not always guarantee you're just going to dump all the water weight. And that was kind of disappointing, but it is what it is. So I went into week 3 feeling pretty good. Even though I hadn't dropped all my water weight, in the mirror, I could see myself leaner. In fact, I can see my hip bones. I can almost see an ab. If the stupid skin was not in the way, I will be able to see, I think I have an ab. I'm not sure. I've never known what an ab would look like on me, but I kind of see something that looks like maybe an ab. I don't know. Maybe I'm just kidding myself. But I started to feel really, really, really shrunken. That was the best thing about ketosis, is that you really feel like, I don't even know. I kept telling people I not felt dehydrated, but I felt like, what's that word where you make shrunken heads. Desiccated? Yeah. I felt desiccated, like everything just sucked right in. And I think that's part of the reason people do keto right before they go on stage for a big, like show, is they really want everything to just like trim out. So even though technically I hadn't really lost any weight, in fact, I'm higher like by 10 pounds than my lowest weight that I've ever seen. I'm feeling extremely good looking, I have to say. So going into recital week, I was happy. Even though the cut hadn't given me a lot of maybe body fat loss, definitely I had trimmed out, and I was excited about going on stage because I knew I looked the best I could possibly look, and I felt really, really great. So I tried really hard to stay motivated to keep going with that 1,300 calories, but I was no longer in it to win it. I already felt like I had done my due diligence. 2 weeks is good enough. And I'm like, wow, 2 weeks. I've done 13 weeks in a row before. And 2 weeks just feels like nothing. But I had a really hard time. I made it through the very first day of the week at 1,333 or 1,330 calories. But then the next day I hit 1499, and the next day I hit 1711, and then the day of the recital I hit 2781. The next day I tried really, really hard to do it again, and I did 1662. But the day after that I was like, screw it, and I did 2151. Then we had my daughter's wedding shower where all these lovely decadent foods had been made, even keto ones, by my lovely sister and my sister-in-laws, and brought to my home. And I felt like super like they went out of their way to make keto treats and to buy keto treats and to provide keto foods that I didn't feel like I could like not eat them. Like it was the opposite of what normal people complain about, that like people make them spaghetti and they feel like they have to eat it because, they made it for them. Well, I feel like they made such an effort to stay keto at the shower, which they did not need to do, that I felt like I had to eat all of the stuff. So I did. And I also ate some cherries and some other things. So my carbs were 72. My protein was really, really high at 232. So I felt like I had to partake. And so my calories were 3456. So high. I ate so much food. Oh my gosh. So because of that day, even with my couple of lower days, my average for the week was 2084, which is basically maintenance for me. And my average protein was 190. My average carbs were 64, and my average fat was 99. So one would think that my weights would probably not be that great. So I'll read you the weights. This was basically the week of the 24th through the 30th. So 24th was 178, then 178, then 177.2, 177, 178.4, and then all of a sudden overnight, finally had that water weight whoosh, 173.2. That was right when I got to the point in my cycle where I normally drop water. So even here, I'm still dropping it, even though I was back on carbs, which is weird. Because on the 27th and the 28th, I had 105 and 99 carbs. And then on the 29th, I dropped 5 pounds overnight. So sometimes ketosis isn't the only thing that makes me drop water weight. It's just my stupid cycle. Who knows? So yeah, the 29th and 30th, 173.2 and 173 again. So that made my average weight for the week at 176.4, which is actually up 0.1, which, considering my average calories for the week was 2084, and that's a maintenance number, makes sense. So as far as measurements went, I actually never measured myself when I was going up like crazy when I was on my diet break, because I didn't want to be depressed and see like how many inches I gained. I did measure myself this last Monday after I had finished out that 3 weeks that I just talked about. And basically my measurements were all still the same as what they were before I started this whole mini cut series. So I don't know if doing this diet break thing has really done any good for me. On the diet break, I felt like I needed to eat even more food. I just wanted more food. I couldn't stop thinking about food. And I just feel like I felt a little bit, not out of control, but I just felt a little bit like, I don't know, like I just wanted to eat way too much. And then of course on the cut, I felt pretty good. And I kept thinking like, gosh, this is so much easier. This is why I do it this way and blah, 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 until it didn't anymore. And I just wanted to eat all the food again. So I don't know if the mini cuts were a success. I'm calling them a not success. I'm calling it a fail. This was week 10. So 10 weeks of basically 5 weeks cutting and 5 weeks diet break. And I am in the exact same place I was when I started. So I don't know, other than it gave me something to play with and something to focus on, if it did anything to me at all. And so going into the next few weeks, I really don't know what I'm going to do. Gosh, I'd really like to be able to eat intuitively and not track, but I'm still too nervous to do that. So what I'm trying to do is like eat my first meal, eat it all gone, and then track what I ate and like not pre-track just to see how I'm doing. And so far for this week, it's going okay, but my calories are a little higher than I would like them to be. I did try again in the very first, in fact, on the 31st, which was Memorial Day, and I should have been eating everything in sight. We didn't do a barbecue or anything because we had just done the wedding shower, and I did 1,300 calories again, and that was it. I was like, no, I was dying. I was absolutely like done. I'm like mentally, physically, I just don't want to do that anymore. So, guys, I don't know what I'm going to do. All I know is that I've got a baptism coming up this week and I'm planning to eat pizza because that's what we're having because it's what my daughter wants for her treat. And I'm going to eat it. And I'm probably going to regret it. I don't know, because my daughter's wedding is the following Thursday and my dress was kind of tight to begin with. So I can't really afford to like go gung-ho and be all bloaty because I really need to look okay at the wedding. I need my dress to fit, so I have one to I can actually wear. And I don't want to have to wear a squeezer underneath because I will die. It is so hot. All of a sudden the weather is so hot, which probably explains my rings. I spent all day yesterday out cutting down branches off trees and trimming out my lilac bushes, and I just wanted to get outside, do something outside, because I've been inside doing dance picture orders for weeks. And I just really wanted to go outside and work, and and of course my allergies have been acting up so bad, and I just think that's why I'm retaining water, even though this is normally not when I retain water. So that's kind of a bummer. My weight's going up each day. Sigh. But it is what it is. And so I think that's what I'm going to be doing. I actually do this week have my meeting with the plastic surgeon finally. Feels like it's taken forever to get to this point, and I do not know if he'll be able to get me a reasonable surgery date. So as of now, my surgery is tentative, depending on whether or not he can schedule me for either the late part of July or the first part of August. I don't really want to go into September because of homeschool and all of the things I have going on. I really want to be relatively into my recovery before I have to deal with any of that stuff. And so if I can't get the surgery in July or August, I don't know if I'm going to do it. I don't know. We'll see what he says. And honestly, I don't know if he's going to let me film it. Staff is kind of grumpy, but he's really good. And so I don't know. We'll see how much he will allow me to share with you guys. Hopefully it will be some, because I'll be kind of bummed out if I can't share my journey with you guys, since part of the reason I want to do it is for you, so you guys can see what it's like to do that after losing massive amounts of weight.
still feel it. I'm holding my breath just to keep it here for a minute longer. Spilling over and until we bring out the good in each other. If heart makes a whole man, the past who we are, this is my cornerstone, alive in my heart.
All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. I did. I have never been so confident on stage. I've done clogging for quite a few years. I started clogging that very first year after I lost 100 pounds. And like, I have fallen on the stage. I've had like, I don't know, I've always felt like I wasn't that great at it. And honestly, especially with the clogging dance, I spent many moments of crying because that dance was too hard for me. It was too hard. I kept telling the teacher, this is too hard. I can't do this. And all the other girls, even the ones who are bigger than me, were having no problems. And it was really hard. I had to really push myself to be able to accomplish that. And I don't know how to explain it, but because I wasn't scared and I felt so happy and I felt so confident in my body and how it looked, that I literally felt like I was flying when I was on stage. I felt so light. If you've seen me clog before, maybe you've seen I kind of like, I'm down. I'm like, I have a hard time like getting the energy. I feel like the stage just sucks me into the ground. And I don't know what it was about this time on stage, but I literally felt like I knew what I was doing and I was an official clogger. It was a great feeling. It was a great feeling. I don't know if I'm going to be dancing this next year. It depends on the surgery and my recovery and all of that. But man, I enjoyed every second of it and soaked it all in. And my contemporary dance was so pretty. And it just kind of brought me to tears, the words, you know, talking about the seasons of life and accepting them. And gosh, that's really hard to do at my age. You guys know when you're 40, your late 40s. I mean, I'm turning 47 this year and 50 is quick approaching. It is really hard to let go of youth, and I don't know, maybe it's a midlife crisis thing, this whole weight loss journey, or I don't know, and the plastic surgery. I just want to hang on to that last bit of youth as much as I possibly can and look good for the first time ever, that I really feel like ever, because I've been overweight for so long, my whole adult life basically until now. So yeah, coming full circle, full circle, it was really good to be able to do that and try a new dance style that I hadn't really done before and just feel like I belonged with my kids on stage. It was a really good feeling. I hope that you guys will also be able to reach your goals and achieve your dreams and have these moments where it all clicks and it all fits together just like I have. And with you guys and YouTube, it's one of those things, and I'm grateful for YouTube and for you guys every single day. I don't think I would have gotten through COVID without you guys. And this new job, this new teaching ability, this new way of expressing myself, I didn't know I needed it as much as I do. And I'm so grateful that I'm able to make videos for you guys, and I hope to continue doing so in the future. So hang in there. If you're new and you haven't subscribed already, don't forget to do that. Don't forget to check out all the great ways you can support the channel in the About section below, as well as discounts to my most sponsored products. I also have a link to my Patreon, the Facebook group, if you want to get over there and get some help. I'm not currently taking coaching clients. I'm sorry, you guys. I've just been too overwhelmed with life, and I need to take some time for myself. But I am helping over on the Facebook page as much as I can. So if you're looking to lose some weight, definitely join us over there. I am sweating to death. It is like 100 degrees today, but it is what it is. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video, and we'll talk to you all again soon.